As the sun rose in the distance, it lit the way. On a river, a ship sailed steadily, and on its deck stood Roland, gazing ahead. "Why are you up so early? You could have rested a bit longer. Is it because of the civilians who took the pills?" "They were all forced by Timothy. If they hadn't taken the pills and been controlled by others, then they wouldn't have ended up dying in this unfamiliar land. That is not your fault. Even if it's not my fault, if I'm unable to stop them, then many more will be sacrificed in Timothy's fight for the throne. Of course, the church, the ones who made these pills, will also have to pay the price." "Does that mean you've decided to destroy the church and end the quarrels? So people will no longer have to kill each other over trivial reasons, and then both ordinary people and witches will be able to live happily. Am I right?" Roland smiled at Nightingale. "Yes, that's right." Meanwhile, on another ship, "I would have never thought you guys would actually settle down on Sleeping Island. That place may look large, but once the tide rises, most of the land will be submerged. It's not suitable for long-term settlements. Why didn't you choose Crescent Moon Bay, the second largest island in the fjords?" "Not everyone is like you, Captain One-Eye Jack, wanting to interact with witches. It's true that Sleeping Island will be submerged, but that is also the reason why it remains uninhabited to this day, despite being the third largest island in the fjords. The size of an island doesn't matter if no one can live there. What witches are best at is changing nature. Moreover, this island will soon become our home. Without the oppression of the church, we can create a completely different world. A new world." "When was the last time you went to Sleeping Island?" "Around a month ago, when I brought a group of witches along with a full load of pearl rice. To be honest, the way those little girls act, all playful and carefree, leaves my sailors speechless. You have to understand how hard it is for them, sailing at sea all the time. They're like a volcano about to erupt, hey. As they chatted, one sailor raised his telescope. "Captain, it looks like there's something ahead. It looks like giant boulders, but the size, it's huge." "What? Boulders? What are you talking about? The only landmass nearby is Sleeping Island. How could there be giant boulders here?" "But it's true, Captain. I swear it. Your promise means nothing." "Let me have a look." The captain stared through the glass, his face changing instantly. "In the name of the three gods. That's Sleeping Island." It rose higher. Meanwhile, in the sleeping town, yawn. "What time is it?" "Yahoo! Kya! Honey, slow down. Be careful of your surroundings. This child, she's always so lively." As the witches chatted, one of them suddenly grew alert. "What is it?" She closed her eyes and used her powers. "They are here. She's back." This was chapter 126 of Release That Witch. "Sister Ash, you're finally back. Your sisters have missed you for a long time. You don't need to be so polite, Molly." "Wow, amazing. I never thought that you witches would be able to raise an entire island up from the sea. No wonder those church fanatics hate witches so much. This is almost comparable to the work of the gods." "Uncle Jack, we didn't raise the island like you said. We just erected a wall around Sleeping Island." "What? You'll understand more when you come with us inside. Molly, I'll have to trouble you again and have you carry the goods." "Leave it to me. Water boy, come forth." The water servant formed hands and picked up the boxes. "Let's go. Did you guys see that? Even if all of you combined, it wouldn't be comparable to that little girl's magic servant. Miss Molly really is amazing. If only she could join our fleet." "That's not going to happen. With our crappy ship and a bunch of rough men, that would be pretty unfair for them." Finally, Ash whispered, "I'm home." "Wow, this really is unbelievable. You guys have turned the island into a fortress. The inside isn't flooded at all, even during a high tide. In the name of the three gods, you guys are living below sea level. It looks like there are two docks, one on the seafloor and one on the water's surface." "Yup," Molly nodded. "The one on the surface right now is usable during high tide. The other one, that is submerged right now, is for when the tide recedes. This way we will be able to dock any ship, regardless of whether it's high or low tide." "That really is mystifying. It's an eye-opener." Ash smiled at the compliments. "Sister Ash." "Yes? That mansion towards the north is Lady Tilly's palace." "Oh." Ash looked at the beautiful mansion. "I'll bring the captain to deliver the goods. Sister Ash, you should get going too." "Ah, thanks for the hard work. Tilly, I am back." Tilly was using her powers when a small blast echoed. Ash walked behind Tilly and suddenly covered her eyes, startling her. "Why do you always have to be so sneaky? Not like you surprised me or anything. Don't forget how I found you in the crowd those years ago." "Tilly, I'm home." "Welcome home." This was chapter 127 of Release That Witch. Oh right, I just saw you summoning a flash of lightning. Is that your new magic ability? That wasn't a new magic ability, that was from this magic stone. It alters your magical power and produces an entirely different effect as a byproduct. Huh? Give it a try. Imagine pouring your magic into the stone. Once you feel that the stone can no longer take in any more magical power, then release it. How's that? Although it's not like your usual style, it's still quite cute. That's not what I mean. Having said that, we can already sense magic because we are both extraordinaries, so it was easy for me when I did it. Yes, but for other witches, it will be much harder, because they can only use their imagination and experience. The truth is, out of the 100 people I tested it on, only 2 or 3 were able to quickly understand the concept and release lightning. Are you saying I'm stupid? Hee hee. Something like that only took me. Ash suddenly took Tilly in her arms and placed her lips on hers. Tilly was surprised, but after a moment she responded to the kiss, and both of them became lost in the moment.
1 hour later.
Ash released Tilly as they breathed heavily, and she gently patted Tilly's head. Fine, you're not that stupid. Cough. About those magic stones, I've got a few others here, and they all have different effects. This has piqued my interest. What do you mean? What is magic? For a long time, the powers of witches varied a lot. Some have similar powers, but, as extraordinaries, even if the powers are similar, the magic we perceive is different. But this mysterious stone can completely unify magical power so that every witch that uses it will have the same ability. Maybe magic itself is an omnipotent type of energy, and witches can only possess one of its forms. Likewise, magic stones act as a transformation medium for magical power, but they are not able to gather magical power by themselves. Right now, it's unclear whether they're something natural or artificial. Rumors say that these magic stones were taken from ruins, and that most of them have already been lost. These are the only ones I was able to find. I heard there was an ancient ruin in the Seawind region's eastern forest. I really want to personally go there and have a look. It's best you don't. The Seawind region is probably one of the most dangerous places right now in Greycastle. Before I sailed off from the port of Clearwater, I heard that Garcia Wimbledon's Black Sail fleet is on the move and headed for the Seawind region. That place is Timothy's territory. She probably wants to use the nimbleness of her fleet to directly attack his rear encampments. They're still fighting? If this goes on, the Seawind region will probably be burned down, and the church will take advantage of the situation. If Greycastle cannot be unified, then it will be swallowed by the church like the Kingdom of Everwinter. As Tilly was thinking, Ash noticed that she looked exactly like Roland. Huh? What is it? Nothing. It's just that you kind of looked like Roland Wimbledon just now. Oh? Did you meet him? Oh right. You haven't told me about what happened on your trip to the Western region. Tell me about it.
1 hour later.
That person isn't Roland Wimbledon. He has been replaced with someone else. Huh? You said that he has gathered a lot of witches by his side, right? I'm thinking that either the witches are controlling him, or one of them changed into his appearance. That knowledge he has could never have come from the court mentors. I grew up with Roland. One thing he was bad at was hiding things. Every time he did something wrong, it was obvious when he was lying. It would be impossible for him to hide his indecent nature, so this person can't be my stupid and annoying brother. Tilly! Having said that, I still need to contact the Corporation Association. After all, Roland Wimbledon is still my brother in the end. Even if he's stupid, he's not hopeless. Compared to the others, he's considered the most harmless. I had Maggie stay behind, and at the end of the month, she will bring us more news about Bordertown. Well, that's all we can do for now. After all, our current focus isn't there. Since you are back, our cleansing plan can begin. I don't want a single trace of the church's existence to remain in the fjords. The islands must eventually become a safe haven for witches. As you wish, my queen. This was chapter 128 of Release That Witch. Oh wow, this is my first time seeing myself so clearly. Hey, Scroll, let me have a look too. I never thought that you would be able to create a coating with the properties of mercury. You really are amazing, Soraya. This was His Highness's idea, and with these mirrors it will be easier for us sisters to put on makeup. Sigh. Women are always drawn in by these types of things. What are you saying? Aren't you also a woman? That's right, but we aren't there yet. Oh. She compared herself with Wendy. I really want to be as mature as Sister Wendy and the others, but I don't know if I will be able to grow any taller. What's so good about growing up? Do you want to become one of those stinky adults over there? Oh, this is the microscope you made. You should be mostly familiar with its principle. Now, we'll actually be using it. Take some water from the well and look at it. Okay. Oh, so this is the world of adults. Next, adjust the distance between the objective lens and the eyepiece. This will create a magnifying effect. Ah, there's something moving in the water. No, not just one. There are a lot of them. Are these bugs? They all look different. Ah, it ran away. Sister Anna, let me have a look. Me too. Wow, this one looks like a transparent crab. And there's one that looks like wheat. Wait, why does it have legs? I refuse to eat those long-legged wheat grains. Can you even eat something that small? Your Highness, are these really bugs? They should be either protists or unicellular algae, so it would be inappropriate to call them bugs. They are classified as microorganisms. Microorganisms? Yes, they are also independent living creatures, and there are bacteria and viruses that are much smaller than them too. Those tiny living things are everywhere and numerous. They are also the cause of food spoilage and many diseases. This is why you must boil drinking water, cook fish before eating, and why you shouldn't reuse bath water. Nightingale was drinking water, and when she heard this, she immediately spat it out. My goodness, when we drink water, we are also swallowing a bunch of bugs. Is there also bacteria in uncooked birds? Maggie, we won't get sick, right? Are you talking about the one we ate this morning? Or are you talking about me? Lily also tried the microscope to see what everyone was fascinated by. So these little things are the culprits for food spoilage. I wonder where His Highness got this strange knowledge from. If I can keep bread and meat porridge fresh, then I should also be able to for water. A maroon-colored bug appeared and began feeding on the microorganisms. Well, what is this? Are they dividing? In the future, if you want to roast or grill something, let me do it since I can do it more thoroughly. Nightingale felt something from Lily, and she used her powers to check her. Lily, your magic, it's evolving. Is that a bug? Bug? This was chapter 129 of Release That Witch. This really is surprising. They seem to have a collective conscience. It's almost as if they are saluting Lily right now. Congratulations on becoming Border Town's third evolved witch. Lily, you really are amazing. Really? It's not that. I thought I had to understand the tiny ball theory to evolve. I still refuse to believe that everything in this world is made up of tiny balls. If things as sturdy as rock and steel were made of tiny balls, they would just turn into a pile of dust. It looks like knowing the particle theory isn't the only factor in an evolution. I must have not thought about it comprehensively enough, but this drop of water still looks transparent and colorless. It's hard to think that everything inside has been assimilated by those tentacle bugs Lily summoned. The next step would be individual testing. Only this way can we confirm Lily's evolved ability, including its effect, effective time, and how a god's stone of retaliation will affect it. If this works, it will pave the way for Border Town's medical development. After that, the ability testing went on for 3 days. His Highness categorized the purple bugs Lily summoned into 2 major groups, the parents and the replicas. When I release my magical power, the first microorganisms to change are the parents. As long as the parents are supplied with magic, they can exist forever. But if I am more than 5 meters away from them, they will disappear by themselves. And if they are within the range of a god's stone of retaliation, they will be instantly dispersed. However, the replicas are not affected by the god's stone of retaliation, as if they are a completely different life form. They inherit the parents' assimilating characteristics, and will actively attack other microorganisms. But this doesn't go on forever. The number of times they can assimilate seems related to their size. The replicas also can't reproduce through division. They only live for around a day, and they die after the water has been boiled. His Highness said something about them being able to assimilate all kinds of deadly diseases and viruses, so that they can have a quick anti-inflammation and sterilization effect. I didn't understand a word. Then again, those nobles always like to waste time on random things like this. But there's nothing bad about it. After all, showering is the best thing His Highness has invented. Mystery Moon, you can take a shower now. Poof. Traitor. 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 You clearly said that you didn't believe the tiny ball theory, and now you have evolved a new ability. You're a liar. Traitor. Phew. This has nothing to do with the tiny balls. His Highness said that you don't have to accept the tiny ball theory to evolve. As long as you have a deep understanding of your ability, you can also get changes in your magical power. Really? Really? Then, what do I need to do to understand my ability? His Highness said a magnetic field is something invisible and intangible, so a microscope won't help. To be honest, I only know how my ability looks. I don't understand a thing His Highness said about those cells, bacteria, viruses, and fungi. He also said that he would write a textbook for me. Sigh, please spare me. I'm not even that good at reading yet. You're the one to complain. You have an evolved ability. Alright, if I want to become stronger, then I will need to do more things for His Highness. I will have contributed nothing if it continues like this. Let me give you a hint. Hint? What kind of hint? Showering. Showering? How will that help? Of course it will. Really? But not just showering, you'll be showering with Anna. Showering with Anna? This was chapter 130 of Release That Witch. Is that so? After listening to Lily, you wanted to take a bath with me. So, sorry, because Sister Anna is usually very busy, I can only ask you for advice when you are bathing. Well then, do you want to hear about the theory of the little balls or the formation of magnetic fields? I don't know. I was just joking. You should relax yourself when taking a bath. These days, everyone's eagerness to learn has greatly increased. Even the newcomer, Maggie, has gotten used to classes pretty quickly. Everyone is working hard. That's right, everyone is working hard, but it's different from the working hard in the Cooperation Association. The sisters are working hard to understand themselves again, including their own abilities and future paths. My abilities were awakened at the worst possible time, and after that, I only thought of myself as the embodiment of evil. His Highness accepted me back then. He showed me many things, and taught me a lot about how the world works. Only then did I take a second look at my ability, and try to explore its possibilities. So that's how it was. That's why you shouldn't force yourself to learn. Just let everything flow naturally, because after all, everyone has their own ways. Wah! His Highness's new invention can make so many bubbles, and they smell so good. Sister Anna, let me help you wash your back. Then, I'll leave it to you, during nighttime, in the town. Scented soap? That's right. The castle's witches, servants and guards, are all using it. It can easily remove the hard-to-clean oil off your body when bathing. It also has a distinct, refreshing feeling, and it leaves behind the scent of a rose. I can indeed smell the scent. Yeah, His Highness even added perfume to it. I don't believe it. Even a thumb-sized bottle of perfume costs at least 5 gold royals in the King's City. How could such a large piece of scented soap cost only 25 silver royals in the convenience market? I don't think His Highness used any rare materials. Oh, I heard him say that it was made with sugarcane. Sugar canes are sugar sticks. They are a crop from the fjords and look like a stick. When you bite into it, it fills your mouth with sweet water. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, why are you buying that many? The maximum each person can buy is 2, so we'll pretend we are buying them separately. I'll give them all to you after we leave. I can apply for more from His Highness if I use up all of mine, but I don't know when this place will be restocked. I didn't expect His Highness's chief knight to be this type of person. Take these 4 bars. They can be used for a long time. For a long time? The Stronghold Theatre has already heard about me, and wants me to return and continue performing there. After all, this town's theatre is made up of third-rate actors, and the audience are all illiterate civilians. As the Star of the West, a prosperous city is the most suitable stage for me. Miss May, this is for you. This seemed very exquisite, so I thought you might like it. I mean, you were very beautiful tonight, just like that day on the stage. Can I invite you for another drink? Dear respected Mr. Petrov, I would like to thank you for your letter and the long-time support of the Honeysuckle family towards the Stronghold Theatre. However, please forgive me for rejecting your request. I currently do not plan on returning to the Stronghold Theatre. I know this may seem selfish. As the Star of the West, all of my achievements come from the appreciation and affirmation of the Stronghold's audience. I've spent all my life perfecting my acting skills to be like the character I'm playing. This is a little difficult to say, but even though I can master any script, I have a hard time acting like myself. In the acting career of the Star of the West, this is something I must challenge, and only by facing it directly can I overcome the wall and improve. This is why I want to temporarily drop my title and start over from zero, to search for the answer with Bordertown's Starflower Troupe, even though I love the stage. I also love living, so I hope that you and I can escape the established framework and live our true selves. Best regards, I send you my sincere blessings, May. This was chapter 131 of Release That Witch. If you like this series, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Currently, the Second Army's training is going well. They should be able to start target practice in around a week. By that time, there will be enough decommissioned flintlocks for each and every one of them. Your Highness, who is this? A new knight? I don't know, let me check. Your Highness, it's me, Carter Lannis. It's just that I trimmed my beard last night. Your Highness and Mr. Barov, please don't laugh. I have to say, love can really change some people. It's good being young. Should I also change my hairstyle? Cough, Your Highness. This is getting a bit off topic. Alright, you must manage the gun's inventory well during the live fire training. There should be an equal amount before and after the exercise. The same goes for gunpowder. Also, have the veterans from the First Army supervise them. Yes, sir? Okay, you'll go work on these things. Your Highness. Huh? What is it? I heard people say that a thumb-sized bottle of perfume sells for 5 gold royals in the King's City. If that's the case, wouldn't you be able to bring large amounts of money to this town with your sugarcane perfume? 5 gold royals? Is that the case? Well, perfume is the King City Alchemy Association's top secret product. Only 1,000 or so are produced every year, and only a small number of that 1,000 are actually put up for sale. If it is sold in any region outside of the King's City, then it will almost double in price. To prevent a middleman from altering the price, not only does the association tightly control the price in other regions, the merchants also need to be personally chosen by them. Your Highness, the scented soap you distributed really makes bathing easier. So if you actually use sugarcane to make perfume... Ooh, Mr. Barov's head smells so good. As long as you mass-produce them and sell them to Redwater City and Fallen Dragon Ridge, there will be prosperous returns. Thinking of it, I just need to ferment sugarcane juice to extract the ethanol, then crush some flower petals or herbs with unique scents and pour them in. The ethanol will dissolve the aromatic oils from the plants, so then all I need to do is filter out the residue and dilute it with water to create perfume. Low production cost, high profits. And in addition to perfume, I can also make white wine and white sugar. Even though the profits for those won't be high, if I can sell these at a low cost to the people and enrich the taste of their foods, it will be a huge improvement to their lives. Roland thought up a plan, and, at night, had dinner with the merchants of the fjords. Ah, this wine really is great. God, who drinks like this? His Highness is going to laugh at you. Mr. Hogg really is brash. Even though you all say white wine is good, don't just drink, eat some food too. I think its flavor is too strong. Fruit wine is more suitable for me. However, Your Highness, I am very interested in the perfume business you talked about. Thank you for your support. About the letter you sent to me last time, I already sent someone to gather information. Really, sorry to trouble you. Nothing much has changed after Everwinter was taken over by the church. But there was much more resistance from the Kingdom of Wolfheart. It's rumoured that the church's army was stopped at Broken Tooth Castle for around 2 months. Also, the King of Dawn sent a messenger to Grey Castle, believing that the church's intentions are to occupy all of the mainland kingdoms. He asked for an alliance between the 2 kingdoms, to expel the church's forces, and to cooperate in defeating the Hermes Holy City. How did the King's City respond? Under Timothy's advice, Prime Minister Marquis Wyke rejected this proposal. The new king is currently taking his men into the eastern region. How could he have the time to care about these things? I heard that a large fleet has landed in the Seawind region and looted everything along the shoreline. They didn't even spare the churches, and many fjords merchants also fell victim to them. Many refugees have appeared in the eastern region, and our caravan has taken a lot of them in. They said that these looters not only stole money, they also didn't spare any people. Anything that they couldn't take with them was set on fire. This definitely will be a heavy blow to Timothy, who has only just managed to subdue the nobles in the eastern region. Those refugees... Are you interested? However, compared to the refugees from Everwinter or Wolfheart, these people from Grey Castle won't be easily willing to sell themselves as slaves. I don't need them to sell themselves as slaves. As long as these people are willing to settle down in Border Town, they will be given food and housing and be paid accordingly for their work. How many people are there? The strongest refugees have already been taken in by the nobles and caravans. There are currently around 10,000 gathering outside the King's City. They are mostly just women and children. That's alright, I'll send someone to screen them. Do I have to ask the King's City officials if I want to take them away? No, they actually would want you to take them away. Otherwise, they will run out of food, which would likely cause a riot. I can provide your people with ships for transportation. At the same time, I can also withdraw any amount of gold royals from my stores in the King's City at any time. Of course, this money will be deducted from the cost of the steam engines, plus 1% interest. I'll give you the win this time. Well then, I'll leave this trip to the King's City to you. This was chapter 132 of Release That Witch. Take this too, you can eat some if you get hungry on the way. I've prepared some dried fish for you. Even though fish aren't anything rare in the fjords, I made this specially for you. Here's a bottle of pepper powder. You can use it on the way. Is it useful? Thank you everyone for your gifts. I will return very soon. Geez, what are you crying about? It's not like you're leaving forever. Someone get a bag for her. Little Maggie here won't be able to hold everything. There's also this letter. Please give it to my sister, Tilly. County Co? I promise I will complete my mission, Co. You actually wrote a letter to her? Yeah. In the letter, I expressed my desire for cooperation, and how I wish for Tilly to send Border Town a few support-type witches to assist in its construction. But I didn't refer to myself as her brother. Instead, I referred to myself as the ruler of Border Town and the Western region. I hope she can understand our intentions. Make sure the letter is secure, just like this, inside your clothes. Yes, Ko, what should you do if Tilly doesn't let you come back? Then I'll fly back without telling anyone. Ko, then let's agree on one thing. If you come back, I'll personally catch and roast a pile of birds for you. A pile, and also that beehive we found last time. I'll leave it clean. We'll both scrape it clean when you come back. Deal. Nice, Lightning, you've brought Maggie onto our side in only a month. Then everyone. I'll be going, Ko. Be careful on your way. Don't forget to do your homework. See you soon, Maggie. Maggie, I hope you can arrive safely. Am I seeing things? Or did she get a little fatter? I guess. Back on the ship to King City. Mr. Theo, I heard that you were born and raised in the King City? Yes, that is correct. Before I became a castle guard, I was always in the inner city. Then, how does it feel, returning home? I'll be honest, it's all right. If not for His Highness's order, I would have rather stayed in Border Town. Even though the King City is prosperous, it has a choking feel to it, which is even more prominent for the lower class people. How much do you understand about His Highness Roland? His Highness? What about him? I feel that he really is an amazing person, but he clearly had a bad reputation in the King's City. You should have also heard of the rumors about him. But in Border Town, he's nothing like those rumors. Whether in behavior or thought process, he's always so unpredictable. If the steam engine was merely proof of his knowledge, then why are the soldiers he trained so different too? If this were the caravan guard team we hired, they would already be hiding in the cabin cooling off, not to mention sailing for a month and a half. It's not very clear to me either. Maybe His Highness was hiding his true self before. Is that so? Look! The King's City walls. We've arrived. There's a lot of people along the wall. Those are the refugees. Currently, it looks like these people still have food, and don't seem to be in bad condition. However, the King's City won't distribute relief food forever. When the nobles have selected a suitable labor force, they will send soldiers to drive these people away. No, not to mention how inefficient that would be, it would also grab the attention of other people. What do you plan to do? Deploy His Highness's soldiers to advertise and pull people in? The First Army will be under your care, Miss Margaret. What about you? If you want to get things done in the King's City, you have to either bribe the officials or hire the rats. As His Highness's guard, I would naturally use these kinds of techniques. This was chapter 133 of Release That Witch. Before I became a castle guard, I used to be part of the city patrol team. The patrol team was in charge of handing over some of the more controversial tasks to underground organizations known as rats. According to the usual process for dealing with them, I first need to find a middleman, then let the other side determine whether or not they will accept the task. When both sides have reached an agreement, the middleman will give the task to the most suitable people, as well as collect a fee. These rats and the city's patrol team have formed a complex balance, and together they maintain the order of the King's City. As he walked the streets, he saw the bodies of girls hanged above, with crows flying around them. Good evening, Sir Theo. Under your orders, I've brought them here. Please follow me. Okay. These are Silver Ring and Earthpot from Skeleton Fingers. They should be your old acquaintances. Thanks for taking care of us before. Thank you for introducing some business to us again. This is Littlefinger. Even though she's a little girl, she's pretty agile when she works. Boss, stop rubbing my head. Also, this one is Hill Forks. He only just recently joined Skeleton Fingers. Forks, someone with a family name? That's pretty rare in this field of work. He gambled away all his money, his wife ran away with someone else, and he even had to sell his house. He had no choice but to turn to the underground organizations. You can rest assured, he used to live in the North District, and occasionally was a patron of the underground trumpeter. You can trust him. Never mind that, Mr. Theo. Let's get back to business. Now listen, everyone. The situation isn't that complicated. The people on top don't want to see any more refugees coming from the eastern region. Moreover, the relief food is decreasing every day. If it continues at this rate, there will be riots in the King's City. By then it will be harder to deal with them, so we need a way to kick them out of the King's City. Then what do you want us to do? Very simple. Spread the news that the western region is reclaiming uninhabited lands, and that the local lord is willing to accept the refugees. Also, that their mercenaries and fleet have already set sail, and will arrive at the canal's pier in 3 days. What you need to do is spread this message to the idiots outside the city. You can add in any specific details. The more realistic it sounds, the better. But if by that time there aren't any mercenaries or fleets, it would still be useless no matter how realistic the message is. There definitely will be. Huh? There's actually a lord in the western region that wants to take them in? You idiot. Ouch. Of course we need to go through with this act after we've started it. After they are shipped to the western region, do you think they'll be able to walk all the way back here on their own? Oh. As for how they'll be dealt with, we'll just leave that to the local lords. Am I right, Sir Theo? As for the compensation, I can give you twice the original. My new employer isn't the patrol team. He just wants to see them out as soon as possible, so gold royals don't mean much to him. Nothing beats working for the people on top. Let's not waste any more time. We'll do it right now. Sister Littlefinger, are you coming with me this time? I don't want to. I can do it by myself. Hey, didn't you hear that the new king is ordering for all witches to be killed? Any female is at risk of being caught by the guards. After all, under the gallows, they would rather wrongly kill people than let them go. It really is tragic. So that's how it is. That explains why there are so many female corpses under the city's gallows. Your Highness, I hope you can soon become the King of Grey Castle. In this land, there is too much filth and despair waiting for you to save. Belle, the porridge is ready. Get up and eat some. Sis, let me sleep for a bit longer. Get up while there's still porridge. It'll be all gone later. Oh, okay. Also, I found out that there will be a ship heading towards the western region today at noon. That'll be the one we're taking. But everyone's saying that those ships are for taking people to the western region to become farmers. And we are only children, we don't have much strength. So if we can't work, will we be kicked out? But there should be something that I can do in the western region. If the rumors are true, this will be my last hope. Ugh. Eat slower, don't throw up everywhere. What is this? What? Sis, look. There's a black spot on my palm. Hey, what just happened? There's something wrong with this guy. What's happening to him? Don't get near him. He has a strange disease. My God, what is this disease? Why is his whole body covered in black spots? So painful. Save me. I don't want to die. This was chapter 134 of Release That Witch. If you like this series, subscribe. This is the Witches' Conspiracy. They are the ones who released the power of the demons, which are infecting the innocent. With such blasphemous actions, the church will not watch and do nothing. Please save us, priest. Please save us. This is the disease my husband has. Please save my husband. Rest assured, the church has already developed the holy medicine. It is more than enough to contain the demon's evil powers. That's great. Thank you, God. We are saved. Give your spirit and body to the church, and you'll receive God's blessing. Thank you. I will devote my whole life to the church. Thank you, God. They actually said that this plague was caused by witches. What a strange coincidence. Indeed. If the magical power released by witches isn't even affected by a God's stone of retaliation, then they would have already turned Hermes into a wasteland. The first victim was found lying on the side of the road. His body was covered in black spots, his teeth were falling out, there were cracks in his skin, and even his blood changed color. It's as terrifying as watching a witch being swallowed by demonic powers. But the victim wasn't a woman. It was a male civilian from the city's North District. After that, more bodies with the same symptoms were discovered. Black spots started appearing on some people who had been in contact with the victims. The spots didn't go away even after applying herbal medicine and ice. Even during bloodletting, the blood was mostly black, as if ink had been added in. I heard there were also a few refugees outside the city who had caught this disease. They haven't received any of the church's holy medicine, so the disease has gradually become an epidemic there. Because of the rats' selfish choices, quite a few have been infected on the second ship heading to the western region today. About those guys who were eroded by demonic power, if we don't send them away quickly, then what are we going to do with them? This was my oversight. To hide His Highness's goals, I said I was working for the high-ups. Those rats habitually thought that by higher up, I meant people in Grey Castle's King City. Naturally, they worked from the perspective of protecting the King City. Even though the current transportation of refugees has been temporarily halted, there may already be an infected ship heading for the western region. I hope you can report this to His Highness Roland. Border Town must immediately start preparing for this. Of course, not a problem. Leave it to me. After all, messages travel the fastest between merchants. Meanwhile, on the ship, I don't feel good. The water's here. Open your mouth. Gulp. Very good. Drink a bit more. Miss, I wouldn't do that. Don't stay so close to her. The black spots have already spread to her neck. She won't last very long. We're all going to die here. You should focus on taking care of yourself. You should have never boarded. This ship was the one cleaned out by the fleet to transport the infected. Look, even some of the people in charge of transporting us have been infected. In short, everyone is done for. I feel that after arriving in the Western region, things might get better. Huh? It would be useless no matter where we go. Take a look outside the cabin. Aren't we already on the River Styx? It's not useless. The Western region has His Highness and them. Listen up. Do not let anyone leave or enter without permission. The Eastern region refugees from the King's City will be arriving at the pier shortly. Attention teams. Do not let your guard down. Focus on maintaining order. Yes, this time it's very urgent. It's not very clear yet. I only just received Theo's message yesterday and didn't have enough time to come up with the most effective countermeasures. For now, everything will depend on her ability. Your Highness, the disinfection process is complete. Okay, now it'll all be yours, Lily. All right. This was chapter 135 of Release That Witch. Camps were set up outside Border Town, and refugees lined up to get treated. Reach out your hand, I'll treat you immediately. Why, yes, how is it? This way we are separate from the patients, while still being able to see their symptoms clearly. Your Highness, please stand aside, I'm going to use my ability. Oh, sorry, please start. Swish. Eh? Are you already done? Yep. Well then, how do you feel now? I feel my strength coming back. Your Highness? Is that Your Highness? Please forgive my disrespect to you just then. I apologize. Your Highness, I feel much better. Look, this is definitely not the same as the plague. The black spots from the plague are caused by sepsis, which results in cyanosis. Even after the Yersinia pestis bacteria has been killed, these black spots still take a while to return to normal. It's good that you have recovered. Go call the other soldiers, 10 each time. All of them need to be treated, whether or not they show any symptoms. Yes, Your Highness. Thank you, Miss Nana. She's not Nana. The one who saved your life this time is Miss Lily. You'll only need Nana if it's so severe that you're already bleeding. Really? Then thank you, Miss Lily. Lily feels happy after being thanked. It's all right to give the credit to Nana. It's not like I need other people to thank me. Really? Then why were you standing so straight just then? Humph. Your Highness, I just saw a strange phenomenon. Huh? Explain. The blood from those people, there were signs of magic in them. In the fog it looks just like the stars in the sky. I have never seen such small magical glows before. These mucus-squirting fat bugs are probably the pathogens. Anything related to magic is either caused by witches or has something to do with the church. Well then, the church is probably responsible for this. They always have the means for something like this. The pills from before were also from them. However, as long as blood with Lily's replicas are mixed with the sample, the replicas will first attack these strange bugs and turn them into their own kind. This should be the reason why Lily is able to heal them. Right now, Carl is building the second box building. After it's completed, Nana will be able to treat the severe patients with open wounds. With our 2 little witches, we'll certainly be able to control this epidemic. At the current rate, all the infected people from the 10 ships should be treated before this evening. All of this is thanks to Lily and Nana. I wish they could stand on the stage and receive their well-deserved approval and applause, instead of hiding themselves in these box buildings and quietly healing others. What's wrong, Nightingale? Oh, everyone won't mind. You've already done enough. Besides, that day will eventually come, will it not? Huh? What's with you? You were dozing off just then. Oh, that. I think that the Witch Union will be getting a new member soon. This was chapter 136 of Release That Witch. What is it? Would you like me to bring you some meat porridge? Ah, yes, thank you. Just then, I was blindfolded and didn't know what was happening. In that little building, Belle and I both took the medicine they gave us, even though I don't know what was in it. But thank God Belle has already recovered, and her black spots have disappeared. If this is a dream, please let me keep dreaming. Lucia, Belle, run! Mom and Dad aren't here anymore. Valencia is overrun with bandits. We won't be able to go back. With only us 2 sisters, no matter what, we need to live. I'll definitely find a way to contact the Cooperation Association. Little miss, are you looking for us? My name is Nightingale. I'm a witch. Witch? My name is Lucia White. I want to join the Cooperation Association. I see. Then come with me. I'll bring you home. Our leader, His Highness Roland Wimbledon, wants to see you. Well, what is this? You can actually make the cup. This is all I can do. Sorry, Your Highness, I destroyed your cup. No, Lucia, you don't need to apologize. Your ability really is unbelievable. Are you able to do it on other objects? Your Highness, I think we should push the ability test to tomorrow. After a long day's work, I'm already hungry. Yeah, we should continue this tomorrow. Lucia, after the long journey, you must be tired, so go take a rest. The sisters are all waiting for you, let's go. Okay. Lucia, Chan, welcome to the Witch Union. Thank you all. Give it a try. Anna is great at grilling meat. Oh, wow. Hey, here, have a full glass. Don't hold back. Think of this place as your home. Everything here is palace food. Enjoy. Thanks. Lightning, you're pretty good at imitating His Highness. Hey, of course I am. If you need anything in the future, just tell us. We are already one family. Okay. This is great. This is the home of the witches. This was chapter 137 of Release That Witch. If you like this series, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Near midnight, Belle woke up. Sister? Belle? You're awake? How do you feel? I feel really hungry. Wait here, I'll get the grilled fish Nightingale gave me. Sis? Where are we? I don't remember seeing a bed this big on the ship. We've arrived at our destination. This is the Western Region's border town. The witches under the Lord have also cured you. We're in his castle right now. Witches? Just like you, sis? That's right. Everyone's treating me very well. No matter who it is, they don't think of me as an outsider. Every one of their smiles is lively and bright. I think it might be because the Lord gave them this safe haven. Oh right. While you were asleep, Sister Nightingale helped bathe you in the bathroom. This thing called a shower really is astonishing. Shower? Sis, didn't you always say that the nobles all hate witches? So why was the Lord willing to take them in? About that, there'll always be one or two good people among the nobles. Well, then, you'll have to work for the Lord since he took us in. Just like the maids at home, sweeping, cooking, and getting in bed. Do you even know what you're talking about? I'm a witch. I'll obviously be using my ability to help the Lord. And as for what a maid has to do, who told you those things? Wah, it was Mum. That's why she never let Dad hire any beautiful maids. Lucia, what did you do? How did you turn the papyrus into this? How could we possibly give our daughter to the church? Can't we just have her hide it like this? She only has to wear a god's stone of retaliation and not expose her ability. Hey, sis, what are you thinking about? We never had anywhere to go. Will we really be able to stay here? My ability is object restoration, but when I use it, all it does is destroy other people's hard work. And back at His Highness's room, I turned his beautiful cup into a pile of different substances. Even though he didn't blame me and even wanted to conduct more tests tomorrow, as well as have me sign some employment contract, my ability always results in unpredictable outcomes, let alone being able to work for him. What if His Highness thinks I'm useless? Would he kick us both out of the castle? The next day, Roland tested Lucia's ability. Come, try to restore this first. Yes, Your Highness. You seem pretty happy. Of course I am. With Lucia's ability, we might make some sizable progress in the smelting and manufacturing industry. At the very least, it allows for precise control in material composition. Paired with Anna, it can increase a machine's strength manyfold. Mass production won't be a problem either, since they'll only need to make a few machines that create other machines. This will certainly raise the quality of life in this town. I don't get it. Next, let's try restoring grapes and steak. Oh, and before Nightingale eats all of the steamed buns, restore some of them too. I only ate one more than usual. Well, I'm sorry, Your Highness. I may have used up all my magical power. Interesting. When flour is needed, the gluten creates a network that allows the dough to stretch. After being steamed, the gluten made of proteins changes under the high temperature, so even if it's ground back into powder, it will never be as smooth and even as before. Even though this transformation is irreversible, she reverted the flour to its original form. If her ability is restoration, then an iron ingot should have reverted into iron ore, but instead, it was decomposed into iron powder and other impurities. Furthermore, there was no change in the steak or grapes. It might be because she's unable to understand organic matter, or the composition of living beings. I can guess her ability has two effects, and which one appears depends on her knowledge. A witch's magical power increases as they grow. You're not of age yet, so it's already very impressive that you've made it this far. Lucia, if you wish to stay in Border Town, let's sign the employment contract. You'll get housing and food, plus 1 gold royal every month. Every day after dinner, Teacher Scroll will be teaching in the reception room. You should also attend the class. Even if you've already mastered basic reading and writing, you still need to learn elementary maths and biology. You also have a little sister, right? Bring her to classes too, since she's already reached the age for education. Do you mean that my sister and I can stay? But my ability testing hasn't been completed. Also, I still don't understand what type of job I'll be doing. This has nothing to do with your ability. The Witch Union will always accept and look after every one of its members. Besides, every witch's ability has its own unique uses. I believe that after learning new knowledge, you'll understand yourself in a new light. This was chapter 138 of Release That Witch. This is the first battle the First Army will be fighting outside of the Western region. It won't be like the previous 2 defensive battles. Everyone must remain extremely cautious in unfamiliar lands. This square in the middle represents the King's City, and the blue lines represent the canals. I have 2 tasks for you. The first is to protect the witches, cure the refugees, and bring them back to Border Town. The second task is to prevent the epidemic from spreading into the King's City. You'll look for a high point outside the city and build a lookout post overlooking the port. The soldiers will disguise themselves as caravan mercenaries and help the cured refugees board the ship. The treatment method will primarily rely on Lily's replicas. All you need to do is gather river water and give it to the sick after Lily has purified it. There are 2 things you must watch for. First, make sure everyone who boards the ship has already drunk the purified water. Second, never use boiled water to create the purified water. The truth is, the dirtier the water, the better. With more microorganisms, there will be more replicas in the purified water. This epidemic was very likely caused by the church. The disease has just started spreading in the King's City, and already the church claims they have a cure. What's ironic is, they're not distributing it to the city residents. These are all deceptions to make themselves look like saviors. As for the innocent people who die halfway, they see them as nothing but unfaithful sacrifices. Thus, other than rescuing the Eastern region's refugees, we must also do our best to destroy the church's conspiracy. As long as our treatment works, the church's so-called holy medicine will become useless. I hope everything will go smoothly. What? His Highness wants to transport all the refugees back to the Western region? Even if they're infected? Miss Margaret, His Highness wishes for you to provide a large number of ships for continuous transport, not just 1 or 2 fleets. It's best if all the refugees can be transported to the Western region within 3 days. That's impossible. Even if half of these people die, there will still be at least 5,000. To transport them all in 3 days, I'd need nearly 100 sailing ships. Even if all the ships in the Chamber of Commerce were used, it would only just meet the numbers. But if I do that, I'll lose at least a few thousand gold royals. Even the steam engines can't offset that cost. This isn't a good deal. I'm a merchant. Please forgive me for refusing this proposal. This is His Highness's letter. About the cost. Although His Highness didn't make any promise, based on what I know of him, he will certainly not let his friends suffer losses. Friends? He has no choice but to transport them within 3 days. If they take too long, the church will probably show up at their doorstep. And Lightning is also on this expedition team. If they discover the existence of a witch, it'll be bad. At what time? Pardon? I'm asking, at what time do you need these ships? Fire! Quick! Don't let the demons pollute our holy land. Earth wall. Water boy. Barrier. Shavi, are you all right? I'm fine. It's the church's anti-demon arrows. Looks like we need to end this quickly. Wait, Lady Ash. Ash sprinted toward the enemy, sweeping through the soldiers with her sword. Wah! Come! Wah! Don't even try a sneak attack, Co. My eyes. Lady Ash, we're coming. This is the last church stronghold in the fjords. As long as we destroy their laughable beliefs right here and now, the church will no longer have any fortifications on these islands. Co. Yes, this was chapter 139 of Release That Witch. Arg. Ting. Tring. You damn evil monster. You're possessed by demons. Demon? When you were torturing and murdering those innocent people, did you ever consider their feelings? Compared to witches, you guys are more like the claws of demons. Scum that only know how to commit evil acts. That's why you should have nothing to worry about when I send you to hell. Well, arg. Lady Ash, we have confirmed that there are no other enemies nearby. Is it over? That's right. Even though the church's power in the fjords isn't that strong, each church doesn't have more than 100 followers, and they have no Judgment Army soldiers stationed here. We used our own strength to pry apart this great barrier created by the church, and created a glimmer of hope for our existence. We won this war. Yay, we've won. Long live Lady Tilly. For eternity, Co. Maggie already told me the outcome. Hearing that all of you are safe, it really is great news. That's right. Compared to a sailing ship, she can fly way faster when she turns into a seagull. But where is she? I haven't seen her ever since I came back. She already left right after reporting the victory. She didn't even stay for lunch. Eh? She went back to the Western region? Yep. She may have made a very good friend over there. It's only been a few days and she already can't wait to go back. If she didn't have to help in defeating the church, she probably would have gone back the same day she arrived. I really am getting more and more curious about them. Should I have not left her over there? Phoo. No, this is very good. The only reason we're able to communicate with the other side is because you left Maggie there. I also gave her my letter to Roland Wimbledon. How do you think I responded? You, of course, rejected him. Sailing across the sea itself was always really dangerous. How could we put ourselves in such danger just to go to the Western region? Wrong! Pfft! I agreed to his demands. I also briefly introduced the abilities of the non-combat witches. I wrote that as long as he can ensure the safety of the witches, I can send a few witches to Bordertown. Oh, how did he say it again? Right. For exploration and knowledge, we should strengthen our friendship and move forward hand in hand. If necessary, I could even personally take a visit to the town. Your Highness, I know what you're worried about, but the greatest threat currently is the church. Having an extra ally means having extra strength. Making deals with the Fjords Islands is building a relationship, and Bordertown's Cooperation Association is a natural friend. Because we are friends, why can't we be more kind to each other? Also, according to Maggie, a witch can evolve her ability again through the learning of knowledge. Are you not curious? If the witches we send can also learn that technique, then our sleeping island will greatly benefit from this friendship. But if you personally go, what if they... Don't worry. I didn't say I'm going immediately. Before I confirm the situation, I won't put myself in danger that easily. And don't forget, Sylvie can see through all disguises. Whether it's makeup or magical illusions, none of those can escape her eyes. As long as she's in the first batch that leaves, she can help me clearly see the fourth prince's true identity. Moreover, even if I'm in danger, won't you still be by my side? Of course, we can only talk about the specifics when Maggie returns next month. Right now, we have some more important things to focus on. What's that? Outside the mainland, there's also an ancient ruin in the Fjord's Shadow Islands. And most of the magic stones we bought from the residents there all come from that ruin. Since the church has been eliminated, I want to personally go there and have a look. Is it the legendary Ghost Red River? This ruin disappears and reappears in the sea all the time, and it's surrounded by dangerous currents and sea monsters. Most people are unable to reach it. A lot of explorers have died in the Shadow Islands just to witness its unbelievable phenomenon. We also don't know its exact location. So how are we going to enter the ruins? I don't know its exact location, but I know someone who can take us there. The truth is, this outstanding explorer is right here on Sleeping Island right now, and he was the one who first discovered this ruin. This was chapter 140 of Release That Witch. Some refugees were idling by the wall when Echo, along with some soldiers, came to them. These refugees were all infected by the epidemic. These are the Eastern region refugees who were already infected before boarding the ship. It looks like not only did the church not give them the holy medicine, but they also forced them outside the city walls to fend for themselves. That really is something unforgivable. In short, let's gather everyone who can still walk. This'll be up to you, Miss Echo. Can you still stand? Under the Lord of the Western Region's command, we are here to treat your disease. Our ships are moored in the dock area. There, you'll find a potion that can heal you. Amazing, by only opening her mouth. She's able to control whose ears the sound reaches. Lady, is what you're saying true? We can still be saved? As long as you can cure this disease, I'm willing to come along with you to the Western region. Of course, bring your family and follow me. Listen up. In these water pouches is the cure for the disease. As long as you drink it, you'll fully recover. The church is just spitting out lies when they say the epidemic was caused by witches, and that only their holy medicine can cure it. All they want is to make more money, and have everyone kneel before them for saving their lives. But His Highness Roland is different. Not only did he bring this potion, but he's also not charging anything for it. That's right, not even 1 copper royal. How could there actually be such a thing? Not even 1 copper royal. Can the disease really be cured with only this potion? This medicine really is effective. Look, I'm cured. I'm cured. Me too. In the name of God, my wound isn't bleeding anymore. God? Where is he? I only see a bunch of liars. He's right. This medicine has nothing to do with the church. This is great. We're all saved. Long live His Highness Roland. Currently, His Highness Roland is developing the Western region. He needs a lot of manpower to cultivate farmland, construct houses, and build roads. He's not charging you anything for the potion, and he's not forcing anyone to go to the Western region. But His Highness promises that anyone willing to go to the Western region and serve him will receive housing, food, and a salary. No matter what your specialties are, you'll receive a suitable job. Those who are willing to go, take a step forward and follow the mercenaries onto the ship towards your new home. And it's fine if you're not willing to go. Just stay here and help us for 3 days. During these 3 days, food will be provided by the caravan for free. Sir, me too. I'm a blacksmith. Please let me on board. I'm willing to serve His Highness. Also me. Everything seemed to be going smoothly. As soon as this ship filled up, it would leave port, and the next empty ship would follow afterward. We really need to properly thank Miss Margaret. She's the one who provided all these ships and carriages for us. These barrels they're used to store Miss Lily's purified water. This way, they're easier to bring into the city. You know, it's become much harder to enter the King's City recently. To prevent the refugees outside the cities from rioting, the King's City has closed all main gates and prohibited outsiders from entering. Good thing the King's City's secondary gates are still open, and they still allow food transporting merchants through. I've already prepared everything. After all, everyone there are my old friends from the King's City patrol team. They shouldn't make things too difficult. Oh wow, now I have to see you in a new light. Hey, keep up! What is it? What happened? Yes, Sir Brian. Lady Lightning said that someone jumped from one of the ships. It's probably a rat who mixed in with the refugees. Rat? The refugees said you aren't from the eastern region. And seeing how lively you are, you don't look like someone who caught the plague. What were you trying to do by mixing in with them? Whose orders were you under? Oh, and you might as well tell me your last words too. I'm not your enemy. My name is Hill Forks. Theo knows my name. Iron Axe. This is Black Hammer's underling, a rat who had recently joined. I had originally ordered him to spread the news, but I didn't expect him to risk being infected and sneak in with the refugees. You deceived the Black Hammer and Skeleton Fingers. You aren't working for Timothy, you're working for the Western region's Roland Wimbledon. He knows too much. The best place for him is at the bottom of the canal. I heard everything that Mercenary was saying. We can cooperate. I'm willing to serve His Highness Roland Wimbledon. That's a shame. His Highness isn't looking for any rats. I'm not a rat. I'm a freeman from the King's City. I'm Timothy's enemy. Timothy's enemy? This is the church's holy medicine. I spent a lot of money to buy it from the black market. You can take it and study it if you want. I want to be of help to His Highness Roland. As long as it leads to Timothy's demise, I'll do anything. Theo, what do you think? If this were in the past, with no way to determine whether he's lying or not, I would choose the safest method to silence him. But, fortunately, you have me. This was chapter 141 of Release That Witch. I'm actually not some unfortunate gambling addict, and my wife didn't run away with someone else. Those were all lies I made up. I used to be part of the Dove and Hat acrobatic troupe, and we often performed in the inner King City. The troupe wasn't big, but it was extremely harmonious. This was also where I met my wife. Under the blessings of the troupe members, we got married. A short time after, we even saved enough money to buy a house in the King's City. But all of this was ruined by Timothy's witch-hunting campaign. Under the leadership of his followers, the patrol team went mad and started arresting anyone they suspected. My wife was also one of those wrongly arrested. I originally thought that as long as I paid the ransom, I could have her released, or at least see her face in prison. The prison director accepted the ransom, but I was still stopped outside the door. The guards said she would be released after a while. But when I was finally called to get her, all I saw was a scarred corpse covered in wounds. I looked everywhere for an explanation, but in the end, the prison director was only punished with a whipping. I received 3 gold royals as compensation, and then they considered the matter settled. This witch hunt was Timothy's idea. Even if the officials were punished, that didn't mean anything to me. So I became determined to take revenge against the new king. This idea was also supported by the members of my acrobatics troupe. But without any fighting capabilities, we could only join various underground organizations and collect information about Timothy to give to his enemies. That's also the reason why I was monitoring Mr. Theo's movements. But in the end, I found out that the person you were actually working for was Roland Wimbledon, the 4th Prince of Greycastle. As long as the new king can be taken down, I'm willing to work for His Highness Roland. I can collect and send information for you. It's not too late for me to put in everything I've got. Miss Nightingale, how do you see it? All truth. We can trust him. As for whether or not he can be useful to us, that'll be up to you. Well then, let's see. I see. You're a witch with the ability to detect lies. His Highness Roland really is different. Not only is he trying to save the refugees, but he also treats witches as equals. If Timothy had been like this, my wife wouldn't have been. Nightingale smiles, and Theo nods in acceptance. Enough. Follow me into the city. If you want to be His Highness Roland's intelligence agent, there's still a lot you need to learn. My God, Sir Theo, the medicine you brought is truly unbelievable. You two unlucky bastards who were infected. Looks like your luck's not all that bad. If not for Sir Theo's potion, both of you would already be rotting from that damn plague in the basement. This medicine really can cure the plague? Sir, how did you get your hands on it? Could it be that you're also in contact with the church? Church? We don't need them at all to cure the patients infected by the plague. Blaming it on witches is just their usual trick. Dead people can't fight back anyway. This medicine was given to me by my employer. Other than him, who else would dare go against the church? Instead of thanking me, you should be thanking my employer. If this mission goes well, you all may even get the chance to rid yourselves of your identity as rats. Your employer actually plans on letting us sell this kind of medicine? That's right. The church used this method to deceive and control the city's residents. If this continues, the entire King's City will turn into a giant church instead of Wimbledon territory. Also, he wants most of the people in King's City to stay alive. The potion must not be sold at a high cost. Most commoners should be able to afford it. Say, at most, 10 silver royals per bag. 10 silver royals? That's right. 6 silver royals belong to my employer, and the rest will go to you. The amount of potion I have is enough to cure 5,000 or 6,000 people. You should be able to make at least a few hundred gold royals. Even if you divide it equally, that's not a small number. Even though having the rats sell, it would make it easier to distribute and less noticeable. It's impossible for all of them to honestly sell it at a low cost. Probably only half will end up in the hands of commoners. I know what you're thinking. You want to hide some and sell it secretly, or sell it to the highest bidders first. I could pretend I didn't see anything, but don't forget. My employer isn't as kind as me. If you don't want to end up at the bottom of the river, you'd better hold back your greed a bit. After all, you can only enjoy your wealth if you're alive. To prevent reselling, you must limit the amount someone can purchase. Each person may only buy one bag, and they have to drink it on the spot. It's up to you to decide where and who you send to sell it. My job is just to keep an eye on you. How is it? Would you like to accept this deal? Ching! Deal. Very good. In 2 days, the carriage carrying the potions will arrive at the tavern entrance at sunset. Do the job well. My employer does not want to see any failures. This was chapter 142 of Release That Witch. Priest, my whole family has been infected with the plague. I need the holy medicine, I beg you. I've lost all my money to the rats in my search for the medicine. Please forgive my disloyal heart. I should not have looked to cut corners through the black market. This egg is all I have left. Please accept it. You will naturally be punished if you put all your hope into the fraudulent and unjust black market. But God will always lend a helping hand to those who have gone down the wrong path. After all, they'll only go further down that path if they do not realize their own mistakes. You can get up now. God has forgiven you. Really, thank you. Thank you. From now on, I will devote my whole life to the church, to the real God. This is tremendous. It's true that our God is kind and forgiving. Priest, a rat has reported on a situation. A rat? It looks like there's someone outside the city shipping infected people away non-stop. Your name's Needle, right? You were the one who made this report just then? Yes, priest. And I also have more details, that is, I promise that as long as your report has value, the holy medicine will naturally be given to you. Everyone here is my subordinate, Priest Shatrath, and the brown-toothed lady in charge of upkeep in this secret room, so there's no need to leave out anything. These people will not leak your exclusive report to outsiders. Priest, everything I've said are things I've seen with my own 2 eyes. Empty ships fill the canal outside the city, specifically to be used to transport those unlucky infected people. And what's more, they also have the ability to cure the plague. After the infected drank a bag of strange water handed to them by the mercenaries, their black spots disappeared almost immediately. They say they are from the western region, and that as long as you go with them, you'll get food, housing, and a salary. What's terrifying is that there are witches within that group of people. What did you just say, Nanny? I am 1,000% sure, priest. When someone jumped off the ship, the mercenaries on the shore caught up not long after. That was when I realized the black spot in the sky wasn't a giant bird, but a flying witch. Damn it. How many people does the other side have? Are you sure they are all caravan mercenaries? That seems to be the case. They don't have any armor or horses, and their weapons are wooden sticks and spears. About the number. At most 100 people. There aren't any flags on their ships, and even if there were, I wouldn't have recognized them anyway. Oh right. They also mentioned that this was the Lord of Bordertown's recruitment. I think it was something about cultivating land or something. That's all I remembered. All right, that's indeed a very important report. Take this. It's yours now. Thank you, priest. Arg. The next moment, he was stabbed and killed by an old man. Priest, do you believe what he said? Whether or not it's true, we'll only know after we investigate. But he's most likely telling the truth. We only need to take a look down from the city walls to determine the movement of the refugees. I'm going to give you this task, and if there really are mercenaries and witches at the pier, you'll hire every rat in Dreamland Water. The number of thugs they can gather should be at least 1,000. Of course, these aggressive and cruel scums won't be as strong as the Judgment Army, but they should be more than enough to crush those unarmored mercenaries. As for the witches, I'll leave them to you, Faceless. Priest, please take this back. Alright, also, there's no need for you to disguise as someone this ugly. It's actually getting annoying. Yes, Priest. The next moment, Faceless changed her appearance to that of a beautiful lady through magic. Good, you look much better this way. If I remember correctly, this one's the one who was hanged at the city gate. Yes, Priest. Out of those 4, you spent the most time on her. You truly know how to satisfy me. Although it's not the time to talk about this right now. Go, just like usual. Eliminate the fallen beings. By the busy city wall, Nightingale was keeping watch. It's been 3 days. Everything seems to be going pretty smoothly. Before sunset, all the people should have already left on a ship. Is that right, Echo? What is it? Nothing. It's just that this is bringing back some emotions. I had suffered a lot before being sold into the King's City. I originally thought the reason the Grey Castle people were so cold to me was because I was from the Sand Nation. But now, it seems they are equally as ruthless toward their own people as they are to Sand people. But not everyone is like that. There are quite a lot of kind and caring people, such as the sisters in the Cooperation Association, and such as His Highness Roland. Do you mean that His Highness is truly able to prevent conflicts? That no matter if it's the mainland kingdoms, the Sand Nation, the fjords, or regular people and witches, they will all be able to live freely and peacefully amongst each other without any conflicts? If it was His Highness, I feel that he would be able to do just that. It's not because of his strange machines or powerful firepower, but because of his personality. I've always felt like he's a different species from us. I don't know how to explain the origin of this difference. It's just my gut feeling. You really do have faith in him? I hope that when that day comes, I'll have the chance to pay a visit back to the southern region. This was chapter 143 of Release That Witch. Sure enough, the rats have indeed gathered their men and are planning to surround us. Most of the people in underground organizations are just thugs and hoodlums. It's not like they're some well-organized group, so it's common for information to be leaked halfway. According to the intelligence we gathered, they are an organization called Dreamland Water. It's likely that they have been ordered by a certain power. Otherwise, they wouldn't have left their territory so easily. A group of rats aren't that much of a threat to us. But will they try to mess with the medicine sales in the King's City? They shouldn't be able to. They can't interfere with the patrol team, so it's unlikely they'll be able to stop me from going through the secondary gate. After entering the city, Skeleton Fingers will provide protection to the convoy transporting the potions. Although, I must stay in the city tonight to monitor the potion sales. I'm afraid I won't be able to see you off tomorrow morning. No worries. We'll meet again when His Highness conquers the King's City. Later that night. Humph, a bunch of idiots. Do you think the mercenaries are blind? If you charge in like that, wouldn't it be painfully obvious that it's an ambush? If the other side finds out how many rats there are, they'll most certainly retreat to the east. Not to mention, a night chase. How am I supposed to deal with those damn witches like this? I'll have to make the first move. I need to finish before they retreat. Archbishop Heather, may you look forward to my accomplishment. Huh? Ugh. The next moment, his throat was slit and he collapsed to the ground. I'm back. How goes it? Mr. Iron Axe has already brought the rifle team to meet the enemy. Even if the enemy attacks aggressively, it shouldn't be possible for them to reach us. You've worked hard. Have some water. Thank you. I'm dying of thirst. We can go home tomorrow, right? I haven't showered for a few days. My whole body feels uncomfortable. Pfft, Lily, you're becoming more and more like a noble. Shut up! If you keep acting like this, then I'm not letting you copy my homework. Wahaha, I won't. Even if the situation is under control, we should still be cautious. Kaba. Iron Axe also took our safety into account. At least the security hasn't been loosened over here. I hope this all will be over quickly. A soldier nearby watched them and smiled, until Nightingale suddenly appeared behind him. Don't move. Who are you exactly? What do you mean? I'm Patrolman Volt. Really? I never knew that magic could gather in a male's body. You're either a witch who has managed to sneak into the camp, or an extremely rare male witch. But no matter which answer you choose, neither could be that Volt you speak of. I may be able to spare you if you get on your knees and put both your hands behind your back. The next moment, smoke burst from his hand as he lunged forward. Nightingale stepped back, narrowly avoiding the strike. He pulled out a dagger and dashed toward Lily. Wendy sprinted to intercept him. This was chapter 144 of Release That Witch. As Lily was attacked, Wendy stood between the attacker and her. Nameless swung his sword with determination, but at that moment, Nightingale pulled out her gun and fired. Ah, my powder, why didn't it work on her? Clearly, she should have released a lot of hot air once she inhaled it. I can't move. What a pity. I should have been able to eliminate these fallen ones. Archbishop Heather, I let you down. You're quite admirable. Come, join me and become a member of the tribunal. Do you like the new name I gave you? In our religion, it has the meaning of dust, because of how indifferent dust is. Once it lands on the ground, you can't tell one from another. Just like you and me, isn't that right, Afra? After killing her, Nightingale breathed a sigh of relief. Wendy, where did she hurt you? I'm fine. I didn't feel a thing. It didn't penetrate all the way through? His Highness's protective clothing worked? Appears so. Wendy, I was so scared. Next time, don't just rush in front of me to protect me. I don't need you doing that kind of stuff for me. It's okay. I'm fine, aren't I? It's okay. I was also startled by the sudden attack. I forgot to use my ability to push her away. If I'd created a strong gust of wind, she probably wouldn't have been able to reach me. Because you almost never fight, not reacting quickly enough is normal. Good thing you had that protective clothing, or else things might not have turned out this well. Why did she want to attack us? Aren't we all the same? No, we aren't the same. She was nothing more than a miserable person. On the night before the return to Bordertown, the rats, whom we had noticed a long time ago, launched a large-scale night attack. They were driven back by the First Army, who suffered 5 casualties. With the continuous firing of rifles, the battle ended before even reaching melee range. Taking advantage of the darkness, the rats scattered in all directions. Considering our plans for the next day, we had no reason to chase after them. Run! Get away! Run! The 4 who were wounded had their bleeding stopped after being bandaged, and with Lily there, their wounds wouldn't get infected. As for the man who died at the witch's hands, he was found in the wheat fields. Found him. He's over here. That soldier, who died in a foreign land, received a proper burial. Everyone paid their tributes and condolences. The First Army's first battle abroad couldn't be considered a failure, but not all of it could be called a victory either. Holding these complicated feelings, we started our journey home. This was chapter 145 of Release That Witch. The fjords possess countless islands. Until now, no one has ever gone beyond the borders of all these islands. The further east you sail, the more unpredictable the climate becomes, and the same applies to the islands themselves. I really don't know what degree of strangeness they eventually reach. Even you have never reached the end of the islands. They say you're the most outstanding explorer of the fjord. Apart from you, there are only a few who dare to cross the Searing Flame Island and continue sailing eastward. Ha ha ha, your praise is too much. In fact, every year there are brave people of the fjord who sail eastward in search of new lands. But with the raging hurricanes and suddenly appearing fog, it eventually becomes impossible for the ships to move even a single step further. Since the whereabouts of the great explorer became unknown, many people thought he had already died. I never imagined he'd be on Sleeping Island. As the first explorer to discover Shadow Island, draw a sea map, and search for new ruins, Tilly would send witches to support his expeditions. As for his disappearance during the past 2 years, he never mentioned it, and Tilly had also never spoken about it. But she should know the inside story. Just like yesterday's hurricane? That's right. They appear within the blink of an eye and disappear just as quickly. If it weren't for the magical ability of your witch, her name is Molly. Ah, that's right. Look at my memory. There seems to be something. A fish bit, Miss Molly. It seems quite big. That's it. Take a deep breath. Don't worry. Thanks to Molly summoning her servant and swallowing the middle part of the ship, it became impossible for the storm to reach them. Look at the sailors. At first, even I was opposed to the witches, but since yesterday's hurricane, everyone's attitude has completely changed. A gang of swordfish, Miss Molly. We're blessed. I had often thought, isn't that already the case? A witch who has already inherited the name of the most outstanding explorer. Well, I wish for it to be so. Tring! It seems I've got another fish. It looks bigger than the one just. This is... No! Quickly, throw away the fishing rod. What? The next moment, 2 huge monsters jumped out of the water and attacked her. Ah! Ash quickly came to her rescue and plunged her sword into the monster. Sister Ash, take care of her! Ash rushed forward, attacking the rest of the monsters and killing them all. Molly, are you okay? I'm fine. What is this? A variation of sea ghosts, often disguised as fish. They take the angler's bait and drag them back into the water. I've also heard that only after eating a human will they grow hands. The more sensational a rumor is, the less accurate it becomes. In fact, it also has another name you might be more familiar with. Which one? Demonic beast. Ah, Sir Thunder, fog ahead. Listen up. It's true. Why is the fog so dense? Everyone stay alert. Lower the sails. We're now entering the Shadow Sea. This was chapter 146 of Release That Witch. Just like the demonic beast you saw earlier, the closer you get to the Shadow Islands, the more of them there are. The thick fog, stone islands, and monsters. This is the reason why, despite there being a large number of explorers traveling to this place, very few are able to find the ruins entrance. Good thing we have Miss Molly. No matter how unpredictable this sea is, she's able to help detect the dangers ahead of us. These islands are all submerged underwater? Correct. Just like Sleeping Island, except the tide rises and falls much faster here, about twice a month, and the speed at which it rises and falls is extreme. It's almost as if there's a huge hole in the ground madly swallowing the surrounding seawater. I actually think this is the cause of the sea level changes throughout the entirety of the fjords. If we're lucky, we may even be able to see the main island emerging from the bottom of the sea. Why can't we wait until all the water has receded before entering the Shadow Sea? That way we wouldn't be at risk of hitting any stone islands after they are all exposed. We can't wait. Why? Because if we wait until the tide recedes, we won't be able to see the Ghost Red River. Ghost Red River? Yes. It's the only thing that can lead explorers toward the ruins. Look, right in front of us. What's in the water, fish? Those are red-scaled fish, exclusive to the Shadow Islands. Soon, you'll see the Ghost Red River's true form. A lot of fish have gathered together. Wow! Look, you guys. The fish are swimming toward us. It looks like we're flying above them. I understand now. This is the Ghost Red River, a river that doesn't truly exist. It's actually just a seaway created by the gathering of red-scaled fish. Why are they like this? It's because of the main island's structure. The main island is like a triangular tower with a giant hollow chamber in the middle, which creates a good place for red-scaled fish to lay their eggs. And when the tide falls, the fish inside are always the first to detect the change in the water, causing them all to swarm out. That's why, as long as we follow the Ghost Red River, we'll be able to reach our destination. Ladies, welcome to the Shadow Islands. Whoa, we're here. We've arrived. Yay. Did you leave these pillars here the last time you came? No, the copper pillars were already here when I first arrived. They were probably built by the owner of the ruins. Ruins? Where? Right above our heads. We need to head up. There are usually traps to stop intruders, but after being submerged in seawater for so long, they're probably all broken. The only problem is that we have to spend a lot of time walking. Everyone, while being cautious, try to conserve your strength. What is it? Keep walking. Sigh. She always acts so calm and composed, but her weak spot is the dark. Thinking back to the days when we ran away from the palace, when we didn't have the conditions to light candles at night, the only way she could get a good sleep was in my arms. That is the princess I actually know. Ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived. This was chapter 147 of Release That Witch. Door opens. Not bad. It's much brighter now. So this is what the interior looks like. It looks quite old. Wait, Your Highness. There still might be some dangers here. There's no need to be so worried. We've already explored this place once before. Sigh. I can finally rest a bit. As you can see, other than a few stone tables and chairs, there's nothing else here. The magic stones from before were also found here. They were scattered all over the floor. There were probably dozens of them. However, after so much time, there must have been other explorers who arrived here too. After being looted so many times, it's impossible for anything to be left. I also told that to Her Highness, but she insisted on coming here in person. What is this thing? Such a large magic stone, there's actually one embedded here. Wow, it's huge. Let me take it out. Oh, wait a second. Ting. Could this be a hidden mechanism that only witches can activate? What is happening? Your Highness, please move back. This is a hidden room? This really is amazing. These stones embedded in the wall look like the snow crystals produced by the Kingdom of Everwinter. And a fist-sized piece of snow crystal can sell for a few hundred gold royals. Like we agreed before, you can take half of it. This place is an abandoned dwelling. Someone had lived here for a long time. What is written on it? I don't know. I've never seen this type of script before, but we can bring it back and study it more thoroughly. According to the agreement, all the books and magical stones will belong to me. Of course, but when you make a discovery, I hope you'll share this ancient story with me. What is this? It's hollow inside. It almost looks like a telescope. The person who lived here might have used it to observe the situation outside. Although all I see is black, it's probably broken. I can't see a thing. Ash, come help me remove this copper plate. Okay. Sure enough, this is another thing that requires magic to activate. Swish! What's happening? It's too big. I feel as if it's continuously absorbing my magical power, as if the mechanism behind it is extremely large. How about we give up? You shouldn't use all your magical power in such a dangerous place. No, it's almost finished. I can feel it. Boom! An earthquake? It's even more violent than before. Cough, cough, cough. What is this? This was chapter 148 of Release That Witch. My dear brother, or should I say, Your Highness Roland Wimbledon, I have already received your letter, and as for your idea, I completely agree with it. Even though I do not know why you suddenly changed and wanted to help witches, but since you are already doing things like this then, the church has become our common enemy. Perhaps you already know this, but I have become a witch, and this may be the reason why everyone believes me. But you are a prince, a true noble. To be able to gain the trust of so many witches, it really is incredible. If you were like the other nobles and treated witches as tools, you would never have earned Ash's acceptance, and she would have never let Maggie stay in Border Town. In addition, I am extremely interested in the steam engines that Maggie mentioned, and in how knowledge can lead to a witch's evolution. I hope we get a chance to talk about this in detail. As for your invitation, after thinking about it for a while, I found that there's no reason for me to refuse. For an alliance to be formed, there needs to be trust and commitment. If all we do is hesitate and back down, the only winner at the end will be the church. Thus, I have attached a list on the back containing most of the names of Sleeping Island's support-type witches and their abilities. Out of those, you can choose the ones you require most and have Maggie send them to me. If all goes well, they'll be traveling to your territory next month. To ensure their safety, it's best to transport fewer than 5 witches each time, and to have a reliable transportation method prepared. The church has already revealed their true selves, and it won't be long before they start taking over the 4 kingdoms. Hopefully, when that day comes, you are already well prepared. Of course, when you face the church's invasion, I'll do my best to help. I hope we can defeat the church's oppression and create a new kingdom. A kingdom where no one, including witches, will be persecuted just for being who they are. From your sister, Tilly Wimbledon. You've worked hard delivering the letter. Lightning went with the fleet to King's City, so there are still a few days left before she returns. Why don't you go play with Nana or Leaf, or take a bath and a nap? Okay, even though I want to immediately start looking through the list of Sleeping Island witches, I still have to complete the government work I have at hand. Boom! What happened? Another attack? That direction. A chemistry lab. Your Highness, please save our mentor. He suffered heavy injuries. He won't last long. I've already sent someone to get the doctor. They'll be here soon. Never mind that. Let me take a look at his condition. His face doesn't look good. A strong acid must have splashed when the explosion occurred. We've already done some simple first aid and stopped the bleeding. But these injuries, I'm afraid, I have a solution. Sean, guard the door. When Miss Nana arrives, lead her here immediately. Yes. Carter, we'll go look for his fingers. We must attach them quickly. Yes. This almost looks as if a tornado swept through here, and there's a really unpleasant smell. It's the smell of nitrogen dioxide. The windows have already been blown off, so it's unlikely that we'll get poisoned. Don't rush. I remember Soraya's anti-corrosion gloves being in the cabinets. However, our alchemist was probably conducting his experiments without wearing those gloves. Huh? What is this? This looks like the white liquor that was recently popular in the civilian market. There's less than half a bottle left. Could it be that even an experienced alchemist like Kyle had a habit of drinking in the lab? Your Highness, Miss Nana has arrived. Okay. First, heal the corrosion on his face. Carter is looking for his broken fingers. You can attach them later. No need. I can already directly heal such minor injuries. Your Highness, I only found 3. The last one might have already been blown away. When were you able to do that? Around a week ago. When I was practicing with chicks, I found that as long as a whole limb isn't missing, and if I put in enough magical power, it will still regrow slowly. I think it's because, in class, I learned that every part of a person is made up of cells, and when parts are broken, there must be a loss of cells. Since my magic can rebuild lost cells, I thought, why not try to completely rebuild the missing parts? And that's what I did. But doing this takes a lot of my energy. I'm all right with a few fingers, but I wouldn't be able to do anything if it were an arm or a leg. After all, I can't hold as much magical energy as Sister Anna can. Ugh, Your Highness, look, he's awake. That's great! Mr. Kyle, can you hear us? Your Highness, the thing you wanted me to try making. I made it. This was chapter 149 of Release That Witch. Are you talking about mercury fulminate? Yes, Your Highness. The missing reactant turned out to be alcohol. Before this, I tested with many other substances and couldn't make any progress. This made me depressed, so I went to the market to buy some alcohol. That was when I suddenly remembered that in elementary chemistry, it was said that alcohol is a solvent necessary for some chemical reactions to begin. So then, I purified and distilled some white liquor to run a few new tests, and it turned out to be a success on my 6th attempt. At that time, I also recorded the heating time and reaction temperature, and even extracted some for testing. The characteristics matched the ones you told me about, an extremely sensitive light grey crystal or powder. Just when I wanted to filter out all the sediment in the last few test tubes, they suddenly exploded. I understand that you become extremely concentrated when your spirit is raised, but please remember to prepare the proper protective measures next time. If not for Miss Nana using her witch powers to save you, I'm afraid you... My God, are you saying that this witch can heal the injuries caused by alchemy? I mean chemistry experiments.
This is great to hear, Your Highness! This way I can ignore all dangers and experiment all I want!
This reminds me of something. Mercury fulminate can be mixed with ethanol in an excess of nitric acid, or mercury nitrate can be used instead to directly react with ethanol. This way, I have some hope for my cartridge ammunition's impact-style ignition. Even if that's the case, before creating my designs, I still have a lot of tasks to finish. Your Highness, the refugees can't just forever live in the wooden sheds outside the wall. Border Town needs to build enough houses for at least 10,000 people to live in within the next 6 months. As for the budget, dear Your Highness, an unknown disease has appeared in Long Song Stronghold. Right now, I have followed your orders and closed the city gates. I ask you to immediately send us some support. Your Highness, look, each time, this furnace can produce around 50 tons of molten steel. I estimate the smelting time to be around 15 minutes. My dear sister, I am very happy to receive your letter. I hope you can forgive me for taking so long to send a reply, as I have been very busy recently. Your decision is very comforting and encouraging for me, since with your help, the chances of successfully defending against the church's invasion have grown a lot. And that is also why I gained the trust of the witches. From defending against demonic beasts to fighting the church, my people and the witches have become inseparable. This is a good thing, and what I need to do is spread this idea to the entire Western region, or even to the entire kingdom. Because of this, I must destroy the church, annihilate the idea that witches are the root of all evil, and rescue everyone from their ignorance and foolishness. As for what made me make this decision, and what made me stop being detached from the world like before, we can talk more about those trivial things in the future when we get the chance. There's not much space left on the letter, so I won't go into detail. I am looking forward to the witches coming next month. You have no need to worry about their safety. I have planned a way for them to travel directly to Border Town. It'll be impossible for the church to detect them, and it does not rely on any ports. When these witches arrive at Border Town, they will naturally be able to participate in basic education. Every time a witch evolves, our chance of defeating the church increases. My perspective is the same as yours on this matter. Lastly, I have put the list of the 5 witches I have selected inside the letter. I hope I can see them soon. Terrain Manipulation Lotus, State Preservation Candle, Winemaker Evelyn, Beast Tamer Honey, Eye of Truth Sylvie. Well then, I wish everything a success. Your brother, Roland Wimbledon, Nightingale. All I'm doing right now is looking through some letters. Is it really necessary to guard me like this? You just returned from the King's City and had to help with the epidemic at the stronghold halfway. Everyone is already exhausted. You should be taking a rest and relaxing with Wendy and the others. Or could it be that you are unable to get that witch who attacked you off your mind? I never wanted to kill her, but when I saw her gaze at Wendy, I understood that other than death, nothing could have stopped her. But do you remember what you said when you came back from the stronghold after defeating Timothy's militia?
Do you mean this isn't your fault?
That's the reason. If she was a witch raised by the church, she would only see you guys as traitors, as the fallen. Without years of interaction, it would be almost impossible to get her thinking on the right track. At least you saved Wendy and the others' lives. Are you trying to comfort me? That's what I actually think. You did a great job this time. Rest assured, I will never feel sorrow for my enemies. Even though she's a witch, she took a completely different path than the future I want to see. I already thought about this on the ship home. I was just doing my duty by taking down the enemy and protecting my sisters. It's good that you think that way. Looks like I still underestimated her. I originally thought that she would feel depressed and confused after killing a witch with her own hands. I didn't expect her to be able to adjust in such a short time. It looks like whether it's her mind or her beliefs, both are very mature. But there's something I want to ask you. What? These days? Have you done anything with Anna? You know what I'm talking about. Hey, why are you asking about this? These days I have been busy preparing for the refugees. Even being alone with her was a rare thing. You aren't lying. Of course not. You know I am on. I don't want to change anything, and I never planned to get in front of Anna. All I want to do is always stay by your side, nothing more. Please forgive me for not facing you directly. I myself don't even know what expression I should have right now. Your Highness, you don't hate me, right? If that's the case, don't say a word about this. This isn't your fault. I just did what I wanted to do. This was chapter 150 of Release That Witch. If you like this series, subscribe. Thanks for watching.